Billionaire left a $0 tip, but the waiter single dad found a hidden note under the plate. It was just another typical night at the diner. The plates clattered, the coffee was warm, and the hum of quiet conversations filled the air. But for one waiter, this evening was about to take an unexpected turn. As he cleared the table, he noticed something that took his breath away, a note hidden under an untouched plate. What he didn't know was that this simple piece of paper would change his life forever. Before we dive into this incredible story, make sure to subscribe to Kindness Action, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences with kindness, big or small. And now, let's get back to the story. Ethan had been working at the same diner for years. His life wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. A single dad, he worked double shifts every week to support his daughter, Lily, who was 7 years old. His days were filled with taking care of her needs, making sure she had everything she wanted and more, all while trying to make a living from tips. One evening, an unusual customer walked into the diner. He was a tall man, well-dressed, and clearly wealthy. His suit, tailored to perfection, gleamed under the diner's fluorescent lights. He sat at the corner booth, his expensive sunglasses still perched on his nose, even indoors. Ethan took the order, like he always did with every customer. The man didn't seem in a rush. He was polite but distant, almost like he was in his own world. As the night went on, Ethan couldn't help but notice how the man treated everyone around him. The other staff were dismissed with a simple nod, and his requests were almost demanding, with little patience or warmth in his tone. Still, Ethan remained polite. He knew how to deal with difficult customers, after all, it was part of his job. But this particular man seemed different, in a way that made Ethan feel uncomfortable. As the evening wore on, the man finished his meal and left. When Ethan went to clear the table, he noticed something strange. There was no tip on the table. A common sight for many waiters, sure, but still disappointing. But what caught his eye was something else. A small piece of paper had been tucked under the plate, almost as if it had been intentionally hidden. His heart sank as he reached for it, already bracing for the worst. Could it be a complaint about the service? Was he being judged unfairly? His hands trembled slightly as he unfolded the note. It wasn't a complaint. The note read, "I've been wealthy for a long time, but the more I have, the less I appreciate the small things in life. You reminded me of what really matters, love, care, and kindness. You are doing something that many people overlook, and I see it. I hope this helps." The note was signed simply with an X. At first, Ethan didn't understand. He flipped the note over, hoping for more details, but there was nothing else. The words stuck with him, and as he thought about them, a realization hit him. This wasn't just an apology from a rude customer. It was something deeper, something that transcended the transaction of food for money. For the next few days, Ethan couldn't shake the memory of that note. But his life, as busy as it was, continued on. He dropped Lily off at school, helped her with homework, and served food with a smile at the diner. However, things weren't always easy. Bills piled up, and he often found himself asking, "How am I going to make ends meet this month?" It was a constant struggle to provide, even with his relentless work ethic. One evening, as Ethan was closing up the diner, he reached into his apron pocket and found the note again. He smiled to himself and wondered what happened to the man who had written it. The memory of his words, "You are doing something that many people overlook," gave Ethan a newfound sense of pride. But it was when he checked his apron again, in the very same pocket, that something astonishing happened. Tucked deep inside the lining of his apron, Ethan found a thick envelope. His heart raced as he pulled it out, almost unwilling to believe what he was seeing. Inside, there was a check, and written in the memo section, it said, "For Lily's future." It was for a sum that Ethan never imagined possible. The check was enough to cover years of tuition, a college fund, and much more. Tears filled his eyes as he sat down, overwhelmed by what this stranger had done for him and his daughter. Ethan felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. He had never expected this. No one had ever done something like this for him before. Not for him, not for his daughter. Ethan knew then that kindness wasn't always loud or grandiose. Sometimes, it came in the form of a simple note, a reminder to appreciate the small things. And sometimes, it came with a gift that could change the course of a life. Though he never saw the man again, Ethan carried the lesson of that night with him forever. He would always remember the power of kindness and how it could completely shift someone's life, not just with money, but with words, understanding, and compassion. In a world that often seems consumed by rush and self-interest, it's easy to forget the impact one small act of kindness can have. That note, hidden under a plate, reminded Ethan that even in the most ordinary of places, kindness can create extraordinary change. So, the next time you're in a position to show kindness, whether it's to a waiter, a stranger, or someone you've known for years, remember this story. You never know how much of a difference it could make. Let kindness guide your actions, and watch how it transforms not only the lives of others but your own as well. And remember, when we lift others up, we rise together. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who might need a reminder of the power of kindness. Stay kind, stay hopeful. Until next time, take care, and keep spreading positivity.